Hi, queens and gentlemen. Welcome back to M Queens. Always remember that your dreams are valid. In this crime series, I will discuss Makeva Jenkins, 33, who is founder and CEO of a small business consultancy company and a mother of 3. She was murdered by an intruder in her home on June 28, 2017. So let's get right into it. Makeva was a successful entrepreneur and churchgoer who was married to a man by the name of Yuri Jenkins. They got married after she met him when he was visiting her church in 2011. They lived in the suburbs of Lake Worth, Florida, along with their 3 children. In one of her Facebook posts, Makeva speaks lovingly about her husband, saying, "This dude is always by my side. I'm finishing this business plan and he's right here at 4:30 a.m. I love him. He supports me in all I do. When I prayed for a good man, God sent him to me at the perfect time." Makeva was well known as a hard-working businesswoman who became a successful entrepreneur in just 2 years after experiencing homelessness. She was proud of her accomplishment, and in one of her Facebook posts, she speaks about her hard work while she also encouraged others. "I'm in awe of how far I've come," she says. "We overcame homelessness in 2013, going into 2014, to reaching my 6-figure mark in 2015, to now making multi-6 figures. No matter what the road looked like, I followed my heart and stuck with it, growing my business. I'm saying this to say anyone can do it. It takes determination and consistency." On June 29th, 2017, less than 2 hours after she made this Facebook post about her journey from homelessness to a successful business, a masked man knocked on the front door of her home around 2 a.m. He forced everyone to go into a room. The masked man then pointed the gun at Makeva and fatally shot her. Makeva's husband can be seen in an interview by a news reporter after the tragedy.
The search is on for a gunman who killed a mother of 3 in Boynton Beach. Today, we're hearing from her husband about her tragic final moments. CBS 4 anchor Rick Folbaum is in the newsroom with the man's heartbreaking story. Rick?
Well, Elliot, Yuri Jenkins says he had to watch his wife die in his arms moments after an armed intruder shot her in the head. Faced with this unspeakable tragedy, he is going to do his best to hold on to the good memories of her.
She was a strong woman, a strong Christian. She kept me level.
Yuri Jenkins is the husband of Makeva Jenkins. He says for the past 24 hours, he keeps replaying the image of his wife's brutal murder in his mind.
My wife was a good wife. She was a good mom. She was an entrepreneur. She came from nothing to something.
Jenkins says he was with Makeva just before 1:30 in the morning inside their home in unincorporated Lake Worth when a masked gunman forced the couple, a friend, and their children at gunpoint to go upstairs. They persuaded the gunman to let the children leave the house before they were forced to lie face down on the floor. Yuri then saw the gunman shoot his wife in the head.
I held her in my arms. She was alive.
He says the emotional trauma is something that will last his lifetime, but now his priority is his children.
My oldest daughter, she's taking it hard. My 6-year-old, he knows, but he doesn't know. And my baby girl, she don't really know what's going on. She's 1 year old.
Jenkins, a barber by trade, telling CBS News that to get through this difficult time, he'll look to his family and his church for support. Heartbreaking story. And just 2 hours before her death, Jenkins had posted on Facebook, Elliot, that she was proud of herself for working her way from homelessness to financial success in just 2 years. Relatives fear that her post may have had something to do with her death. In the newsroom, Rick Folbaum. Elliot, back to you.
3 months after the shooting, detectives arrested 20-year-old Javon Joseph, who was suspected of the crime. Detectives later received a 3-page letter titled Game Plan from his mother, in which Javon allegedly describes getting money and a gun from Makeva's husband, Yuri Jenkins. According to a friend of Yuri's named Demetrius Dale, Yuri had allegedly asked him if he thought Yuri was crazy to hire someone to kill a person days before the shooting occurred. At first, Yuri said he wanted his father dead, but then admitted that he wanted his wife dead. He allegedly told Dale that he didn't love her anymore. According to court documents, Dale was the getaway driver and reported to the police that he went over to Yuri's home with Javon the day before the shooting, and that's how Yuri and Javon met. Dale wore a wire so law enforcement could hear a conversation between him and Javon, where Javon could be heard saying that Yuri paid him $1,500 and gave him a handgun when they met the day before the shooting. 6 days after his wife was killed, Yuri called about one of the insurance policies that she had in her name. Documents reveal that Yuri murdered Makeva for her life insurance money. He was the beneficiary of a $500,000 policy, and the other was still left in Makeva's grandmother's name. When Yuri found out he wasn't the beneficiary of that policy, he allegedly said, "Wow, she didn't change it in time." A grand jury later indicted Javon on August 31st, 2019, and he was charged with first-degree murder. Yuri discounted Javon's confession. However, the evidence is allegedly stacked up against him. Yuri was charged with first-degree murder with a firearm and is currently going to court to face these charges. He allegedly told law enforcement that a gunman killed Makeva while she was sleeping, but authorities say Yuri was behind it all, and they say that he hired Javon to do it. According to the records, it was found that Makeva Jenkins had asked Yuri for a divorce in May 2017, but after she learned she was pregnant, she decided not to. A friend reported that Yuri was unhappy with her pregnancy.
New at 5:30, shocking new revelations in the death of Makeva Jenkins, the mother of 3, shot and killed in her own home, as her husband is held behind bars for her murder. New documents show this crime didn't just take her life, but also the life of her unborn child. CBS 12's Nayela Charles is live in the Breaking News Center with this new information in this heartbreaking case. Nayela?
Yeah, Liz, the victim in this murder case was pregnant when she was killed. These court records here shed some light on why a 19-year-old was also charged with murder in connection to Makeva's death. Deputies believe the teen killed Makeva after receiving just $1,500 from her husband.
Yuri, did you kill your wife?
No, I didn't.
Yuri Jenkins spoke those words after deputies arrested him for the killing of his wife, 33-year-old Makeva Jenkins, in December. Back in June of 2017, Yuri told deputies a masked gunman stormed into their Boynton Beach home and killed Makeva steps away from her children. But these court records obtained by CBS 12 tell a different story. These records from the state attorney's office say there was ongoing tension between the couple before Makeva's death. In May, Makeva reportedly told Yuri that she wanted a divorce, but changed her mind after learning she was pregnant. A close friend of Makeva's told investigators that Yuri wasn't happy about her pregnancy. Deputies had no idea who the masked gunman was until one of the witnesses inside the home at the time of the shooting came forward. Records show in August, Dimitri Dale told investigators he drove the shooter to the scene of the crime moments before it happened. Dale said 19-year-old Jovan Joseph was the one who pulled the trigger. According to the public records, Dale wore a wire when Joseph said Yuri Jenkins gave him a gun and $1,500 just 2 days before the crime. An ex-girlfriend told investigators Yuri kissed her the day before Makeva's murder and that Jenkins showed no emotion after her death. The state attorney's office says they have no comment on why Yuri and Joseph aren't facing additional charges for the death of the unborn child. Live from the Breaking News Center, Nayela Charles, CBS 12 News.
This entire story is unfortunate because the person who Makeva trusted, who was supposed to protect her and her children, allegedly turned out to be the same person who planned her murder. And now the children don't have a mother or a father in their lives. In my opinion, something was extremely off about Yuri during the interview. He appears so disconnected and detached when speaking of losing his wife and comes across as inauthentic. He wipes his eyes, but you don't even see any tears on his face. It's been said that everyone grieves differently, but as they say, something in the milk ain't clean. How can you be married for 7 years to someone who supported you, who motivated you, who had your children, and then you plot their murder in the same breath? Not only that, but you take the life of your unborn child? This story is sickening. Makeva has so much to give and share with the world, and her life and her child's life was cut tragically short, allegedly by someone who promised to love and to cherish her forever. Not only that, but he also had multiple affairs outside of the marriage, allegedly. This story is so disheartening. I give my condolences to all the friends and family connected to this crime. I can't imagine what they must be going through. Tell me, what are your thoughts on this tragedy? Let's talk. Leave a comment below. Thank you for watching M Queens. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you'll always be updated when we post. See you next time.